Hakuna Matata. Welcome to a video all about the beloved 1994 Disney animated film, The Lion King. We'll take you behind the voice recording booths, animation desks, and production meetings to reveal some little-known secrets from the movie's creation. You'll also find out which hilarious blooper had the team cracking up in the sound studio. And we'll tell stories even the hyenas don't know about some of the film's iconic scenes and musical numbers. Facts First presents the huge mistake you never noticed in The Lion King. Bloopers and animation mistakes. Like every artist, even the pros at Disney goof up sometimes. These funny animation errors definitely made it past quality control and into the final cut. Shenzi's mysteriously disappearing scratch marks. In one of the first scenes, mischievous young Simba plays a prank on the hyena trio, swiping them with his claws. We clearly see Shenzi get raked across the face, cutting distinctive gashes. But blink and you'll miss their disappearance. Mere seconds later, her cheek is mysteriously healed without a trace. Not even a bandage or a scar. Magic. Maybe the animators got so caught up in the excitement of the scene, they forgot to maintain continuity with Shenzi's sustained scratches. Nala and Simba can't pick an eye color. The Disney team couldn't nail down consistent eye colors for two of the main lion cast. Nala's irises shift from a vivid green to ice blue repeatedly throughout the film in different shots. Simba also swaps back and forth between having yellow or white sclera surrounding his brown irises. In reality, keeping tiny details like exact eye hues straight across thousands of hand-drawn cells proves understandably challenging. Zazu's baffling mismatched shadow. In one hilarious but perplexing blooper that got aired initially, Zazu's shadow takes on a life of its own. As Scar ominously approaches young Simba in the gorge, Zazu's actual figure cowers behind a rock, but his shadow on the wall stretches up tall instead of cowering. This minor continuity error makes it appear Zazu is doing a goofy interpretive shadow dance instead of cringing in fear. The awkward blunder was later corrected for the 2002 IMAX and DVD releases. Timon snoozes in the same spot, or does he? Either Timon is quite the restless, frequent sleep position changer, or the animators got a tad forgetful. In one amusing flub, we see Timon cozily snoozing with his hands stacked together behind his head. Just seconds later, when Nala arrives to talk, Timon has his arms crossed, but his body hasn't shifted an inch on Pumbaa's stomach. No sleepy murmurs or body repositioning. He just teleports to a totally different arm and hand placement across a single edit. Plot holes and confusing moments. That missing Zazu, does he have 9 lives? Zazu's disappearance after the elephant graveyard debacle leaves behind a lingering question mark that bugs careful viewers upon repeated viewings. After all, 1 minute the hyenas are using our blue majordomo buddy as a feathered golf ball, batting him around gleefully between his beak shrieks. Shenzi strikes a tee-off so powerful it rockets helpless Zazu straight into an active hot geyser. He's last seen hilariously blasting off into the sky like a rainbow rocket. But then, that's it. No sign or mention of him again in that scene. His sudden, unexplained vanishing act implies perhaps Zazu has secret cat-like resilience. Maybe magically he wasn't scalded at all and fluttered safely home to report the cubs' shenanigans. The Great Grasshopper and Grub Diet Miracle. Watching grown Simba bounding across screen in muscular prime, you'd never guess he apparently existed solely on a bug diet for years with Timon and Pumbaa in the jungle. After Mufasa's tragic Wildebeest stampede death, guilt-ridden young Simba flees the Pride Lands for exile until an unlikely meerkat and warthog duo take him under their wings. And into their stomachs. Turns out insects and larvae are the plat du jour every day. Yet he still transforms into a robust alpha male lion. Chalk it up to cartoon logic defying science, but in the real world, mere bugs could never meet the dietary protein needs of a flesh-eating predator like a lion. Lioness Bug Buffet Rescue Mission. Here's another head-scratcher regarding resources. So halfway through, Nala coincidentally crosses paths again with long-lost childhood lion pal Simba. She excitedly reveals the Pride Lands have become an arid, carcass-ridden wasteland under Scar's terrible misrule. All remaining lionesses are starving. Yet just a hop, skip, and a jump away lies Hakuna Matata paradise with lush jungle far as the eye can see. plentiful with weird bugs aplenty. Simba insists they have enough creepy crawlies to share, so why doesn't proactive Nala lead an emergency bug buffet rescue mission? Instead of trying to take on powerful Scar in a risky fight using a scrappy rebel pride, the Lioness could simply relocate to Simba's jungle haven and thrive on ample, gross grubs. The key casting that almost wasn't. Mufasa's voice almost came from Liam Neeson. Casting-wise, nobility with gentlemanly gravitas defines Mufasa's commanding presence. Most people associate his distinguished booming voice only with James Earl Jones, known widely for voicing Darth Vader. But surprisingly, both Liam Neeson and Timothy Dalton were initially considered for the kingly role. Neeson ultimately did land another famous fantasy epic lion, growling impartially as the divine Aslan across the Chronicles of Narnia franchise. While Dalton has enjoyed an eclectic career jumping between family fare like Toy Story and grittier features, we're glad Jones reprised his regal vocals for the recent CGI remake too. The chemistry of Timon and Pumbaa was a lucky accident. Like yin and yang or peanut butter and jelly, Meerkat Timon and Warthog Pumbaa are a legendary comedy duo. Their personalities wonderfully played off each other for optimal laughs, yet their casting was a delightfully accidental discovery. Actor Nathan Lane originally tried out for the snooty hornbill Zazu, even envisioning the posh British bird with a little Italian flair. Meanwhile, co-star Ernie Sabella first auditioned for one of the greedy, cackling hyenas. But their vastly different readings meshed so hysterically well together, director Roger Allers realized Lane and Sabella had unmatched chemistry as a pair. The rest is Hakuna Matata history for Disney's first and best meerkat-warthog combo. The iconic stamping wildebeest scene. We all hold our breath watching the heart-stopping sequence where Simba desperately scrambles to escape the thundering stampede, kicking up dust in the gorge. The panic feels viscerally real watching hundreds of wildebeest charging forwards, tumbling over the cliff edge, while nature throws in lightning crashes and torrential rain. Creating such vivid turmoil pushed animation technology to new limits for the time. Disney's special CGI department developed custom software named Crowd to handle rendering high volumes of 3D creatures interacting realistically. Setting up the wildebeest skeletons and musculature systems alone took an entire year before tackling hair, textures, and building the actual stampede. Repeated trial and error efforts spanned 3 years for that one critical scene. Now it's time to hear from you. Who is your favorite character in The Lion King? Let us know in the comments section below.